Welcome to Housing for Good, a podcast dedicated to housing topics and issues affecting our communities in McPherson County and beyond. With years of experience and expertise, hosts Chris Goodson and Karolyn Moore discuss housing challenges and opportunities with other experts from a variety of housing fields.
You know, we're going to have a really good show today. I'm super excited about our topic.
What are we talking about?
The housing conference.
Oh, the housing conference.
Oh my gosh, we've talked about the housing conference, every one of these. And now, today, I would like for us to go through the actual speakers, the people that are going to be there.
We've got some great speakers coming.
We do.
Some really good people coming who have lots of information and they understand what they're talking about.
We've got some really good speakers.
Yes, we do.
And I think our conference is unlike most that we go to because there's one side that is development and it's aimed more at what? Real estate? Development, landlords, those types of
business people.
Mm-hmm. And the other side is on housing stability, social services, the things that help our families to be more stable and able to get the resources they need. So who do we have coming on the development track?
Well, the first person we're going to have is the Department of Commerce. We're really excited that Tim Zimmerman and Kelly Hansen will be there. She's going to be talking about how you can bring people into your community, different businesses. So maybe you need a gas station. I know Wyndham is looking to do to bring some businesses into Wyndham. They need housing, they need businesses. We want our communities to thrive, and in order to do that, they have to have basic services for people to want to live there.
You know, when we were working on our housing study, I think every listening session we went to for all the communities said they needed industry. Mm-hmm. They need business. You know, it's hard to have that come into your town when you don't have enough housing. But for those people that are listening, if you are in a small community and you have folks that are interested in bringing in business, we're going to have Tim and Kelly there. So you don't even have to make a phone call. You just come to the conference. You can have a face-to-face conversation with them. And then next, after they present, we're going to have Tony Pierce with the Environmental Protection Agency. The topic he's going to talk about is lead-based paint.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one, especially for kids. We had a family whose child was eating the lead-based paint in their home. He was a little guy.
Well, not only was he putting those paint flakes in his mouth, but when they would open their windows, just the wind blowing across the windowsill, any loose particles went airborne, and he was breathing that in.
Yeah.
Not even realizing that that's going on, and he's being poisoned.
And I think he got real sick.
He got real
very
sick.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we caught it, and we were able to get them moved, so it worked out to be okay. But it was a very scary situation. And, you know, a lot of our homes are pre-1979. There's a lot of lead-based paint out there that needs to be at least thought about. What are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
How do we deal with it? So that's
exciting. This affects everybody.
It does.
It affects landlords, parents,
homeowners,
grandparents,
everybody,
renters, buyers. It pretty much affects everybody. So we're very fortunate that they're coming to this conference. We also are looking at bringing some people in to talk about development and real estate. What's that about?
Well, this is going to be a panel discussion. So we have got Terry Isaac. He's a builder in Inman. We have Derek Lee, who's a developer in Lindsborg. And we have somebody from Marquette. Oh, Roger Loader. Roger Loader is going to be here. And also Dan Von Stroh, who owns a business in Marquette. He also helps repurpose houses, flip some, that kind of thing. They're going to come and talk to us about development in these communities, what they're doing. So if you are in another small community and you want to know what are different developers and builders doing to increase the housing stock in their community, then these guys are going to tell you what they're doing. And then alongside that, we're going to have some realtors with Prairie Land Realtors come and talk with us because apparently there's some rules that have changed if you're a buyer or a seller and you use a real estate agent.
Yeah, there's some changes there that will affect anybody buying or selling a house. So it's really important that we're updated on what's going on with that. And so we're going to be giving them an opportunity to talk about what changes for them. Maybe we won't notice it. Maybe we will. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to be really interested to hear that one too.
Yep. And then the final breakout session for that developmental side is going to be with State Senator Michael Fagg. So Michael, I believe, has been in the Senate for a little while, but they just did redistricting not very long ago. So now he has a portion of McPherson County, and we felt like this would be a really cool way to get him in front of the public. People can have a conversation. He's actually going to update us on where the Senate is going when they're looking at their policies, budgets, those kinds of things. So it'll just kind of be an update. And before anybody gets really concerned about the length of this housing conference, it will be done by 3 o'clock. Each of these breakout sessions are going to last about 35 minutes. So they're not real long.
Yeah.
And and then there's a little break in between each of them for some networking, grab something to drink, get a snack, and move on to the next one. Now, under the social services, Chris, where are we going with that side?
Well, the first thing we're going to be talking is the National Association of Mental Illness. That's Taylor Naden is going to be talking about what that looks like with housing. When you're struggling with mental health issues, that makes it very difficult to become stably housed. Very, very hard because, a lot of times you can't keep a job, or maybe if you have on Social Security or disability, you don't have anybody to help you with the paperwork. Lots and lots of things can happen with people with mental illness. A lot of times you see people out on the streets, a lot of those people have mental illness. They're not taking their medication. What does that look like? How is that affecting the rest of us? So I'm really excited to hear what Taylor has to say.
She's also going to talk about, as a coworker, as a family member, as a neighbor, how do you support folks that maybe have that struggle? So I'm excited to hear what she has to share. And then Robert De Leon with Unitas. This is something that you and I have been working for about a year to try to bring into McPherson County to link all of the nonprofits together so that when we have individuals that need assistance, they only have to go to one provider, and that provider can log onto a computer program. They can put this individual's information, just basic information, into the system. Maybe they need help with housing, maybe they need food, maybe they need diapers, whatever that looks like. And then instead of that individual having to go to multiple places to ask for help and give the same story again, this one computer program will allow everybody to be connected. We get the notification they need help. We reach out to that person instead of sending that person to multiple places. So I really love this idea. I'm really hoping we can get more of our entities, more of our nonprofits involved. What do you know about the police?
Well, so anybody can be on this. The police department, city officials, city offices, any of those different entities. And the great part about it right now is it's free. So it doesn't cost any of us anything. It's just a matter of learning the program, which I've actually been on, and it's very simple to use. You just put the name in, and people are like, what if somebody keeps my information? It's very, very private, lots of security attached to it, and it is basic information. So we're not going to be giving out information enough that somebody could steal your identity or something. So I'm really excited for this. If everybody would get on this across Kansas, it would be a game changer. I think a lot of our families literally spend hours and days trying to get all the resources they need. Well, if they could get what they needed quicker, maybe they could move on and be able to be more stably housed or be able to keep a job, or what are some of the other things that they're dealing with their kids and food and all that other stuff. So I'm really, really excited. This is going to be a game changer. We just have to get the word out there and get enough people to understand that this is really important.
Yeah. Last year we had Chief Golden come and speak about fentanyl and how that was impacting our community, what they were seeing countywide. And now this year we're going to have Seth Dewey. He actually is a regional director. He's based out of Newton. He's going to come and speak with us. He's with Mirrors Incorporated, and he's going to talk about the opioid response and kind of what's going on. We're trying to keep some of these conversations going year after year after year because it really is an issue that impacts every community, no matter how big or small. It really is more of a problem than people realize. So we want to keep that conversation open and at the forefront, just like mental illness. It's something that people would prefer not to talk about, but what we need to be doing is having those conversations and keep it out in the open. And then who's going to finish us up on that?
So
side?
Jennifer Burkhart will talk to us about childcare. You know, childcare was named one of the 3 most important issues that are going around in McPherson County. Childcare. People are having difficulty keeping jobs. They can't get a job because it has hours. They can't find anybody to work to take care of their kids while they're working from midnight to 8 or from 6 to 6 or whatever that looks like. Childcare is very expensive as well. And she's going to come and talk about what's going on in McPherson County about childcare. So we're really excited to hear from her.
Well, and you know, she this last year has partnered with the McPherson County Community Foundation, and there was some grant money that they were able to get. And I believe there were 3 child care agencies or groups that were helped with their program. And so that'll kind of be an update as well as maybe next steps for that. And then do you want to tell everybody who our keynote is?
Yes, I'm very excited about our keynote. Marty Schukert will come be our keynote. He's actually from RDG Consulting, and he has been working on a countywide housing study. Every single community in McPherson County will be represented in that study. So we're going to find out what kind of housing they have, what they need, what condition it's in. Maybe one community needs more moderate income housing. Maybe somebody needs more low income housing. Maybe somebody needs all of it. You know, we all have different things in our lives. I know when my kids came home from college, they lived at home for a while until they could find a rental or a place to buy because it was just so expensive. It's like, do you really want to spend $1,000 a month or however much it is to rent a little place when you could be saving that money maybe to buy your own home? Or And you want your kids to come home from college. We want our kids to come home. We want our kids to stay here after high school. And so we have to be able to provide housing for that group. Whether it's their low income, or whether it's a single mom with kids, whether it's a senior whose Social Security checks are not keeping up with what's going on with the rent. All of that hopefully will give us answers in this housing study. I'm really excited about Marty coming. He'll do a really great job and give us the information we need to move forward.
Yeah, he's really fun when we talk to him. Okay, so just a reminder for those of you that are listening, our housing conference is going to be September 26th. It's right here in McPherson at the community building. It costs $25 for an individual ticket, basically covers lunch and snacks. If you are a business, we're asking $65 if you want to set a booth up. For nonprofits, $45. There is information on our Facebook page. There's a link on our web page. All of that is available to you, and if you for some reason cannot find it, you can certainly call our office, 620-241-7828, and talk to somebody about how to get registered. We'd love to have as many people as possible come and listen to what's going on. And
I would say, too, that if somebody wants to sponsor the conference, we'll put up a sign that has your name on it and put you in all the marketing. So if you're still... I think we're still taking spots for people that want to sponsor the conference. That's how we keep this conference inexpensive, is to have sponsors out there that are willing to pay a little bit of money that helps us to keep those costs down. So I am excited about the conference. It's going to be a great day. It's always really fun to get to meet all these city and county and federal officials who come in, and gives you an opportunity to mingle and get to know people. So it's going to be a great day. So I think that's all for today. We want to make sure that you leave a review for us.
Yeah, tell us what you think. Help us get better.
Yeah, or let us know what topics. Maybe you have topics of your own that you'd be really interested in hearing about. Maybe we can bring on a special speaker that's somebody that you've been wanting to listen to. That would be really great. That would be good.
Awesome. And be sure to tell everybody about us. Till next time, thank you for joining us on Housing for Good.
Yep, thank you.